my colleague from Alabama. And I will tell you right now, thank God, because there's some people who have said that they're members of this deliberative body that want to defund the police, to my horror. And now this senator has given us a gift that finally, once and for all, we can put to bed this scurrilous accusation that somebody in this great esteemed body would want to defund the police. So let all of us, 100 people, not walk, but sashay down there and vote for this amendment and put to rest the lies. And I am sure I will see no political ads attacking anybody here over defund the police. And I would ask unanimous consent to add something else to this obvious bill. Can we add also that every senator here wants to defund the police, believes in God, country, and apple pie? Thank you.
Shout out to all the politicians. All the politicians today whose eyes aren't bugged out, who don't have that spirit that I'm going to make everything better for everybody. And really, they're not making anything better for anybody type of spirit. Just shout out to all politicians that are not about that shit today. If you're not, because politicians that don't speak in specificity, this is what they sound like. Let's sashay. Sashay. That's what Cory Booker said when they're going to sashay. Talking about Tommy Tuberville, somebody who just called you nigga. He just called you nigga right before that meeting. He wouldn't hug you if you walked across the aisle. He wouldn't hug you to save his mama's life. I don't know why that all came about and why he had to put on this grand display. But this is why our black politicians are and have been useless to black people. I mean, to listen to him, he's thinking he's really doing something. And he wants to be Barack Obama so bad. He wants to be him so bad. And he just fails. He doesn't have what Barack Obama had as a non-native Black American. Barack Obama impersonated the black mantra better than Cory Booker does. And Cory Booker supposedly grew up in East Orange. I mean, he's supposed to be from the hood, which I think we know he's not from the hood, even though he grew up with T-Bone. You know, Cory Booker grew up with T-Bone and Joe Biden grew up with Corn Pop. I don't know who Kamala, Kamala ain't never came up with a fictitious friend like Cory and Joe did. Joe and Cory came up with those fictitious people during their campaigns and they ran with him. Cory had T-Bone from the hood and Joe had you anticipated that Kamala would have came up with like a Tasha or somebody, from had her back, fought all battles, who saved her from the rest of the kids, because T-Bone was out there for Cory and Corn Pop was out there for Joe. So who was out there for Kamala? You just have to wonder. Because they lying asses got crazy ass stories to just, it's amazing. It's amazing to me. But I didn't get on there to talk about Cory Bussy Booker. I got on here because I think the question needs to be answered by a lot of mamas out here. I see a lot of disdain, and I'm speaking from a father's standpoint because I've only ever been a father. I can't speak from a mama's standpoint because I've never been a mother. But I can speak from a father's standpoint because, oh, yes, I've been a father and I've been a daddy. So I can speak from these pixelating. I don't even know for how long. I've been on here 6 minutes, so I don't know for how long it's been doing that. But I really ain't even got into my message. I was talking about Cory. I let Cory Booker do the opening. So I really don't know. I'd have to go back and see how much it's been pixelating. Now it says I got a poor signal. Signal was good until you said it was pixelating. Now it's saying it's great again. So I don't know how long it did its thing. But this is a dead area here. It's a horrible area between Ellsworth and Packard on Carpenter. All this industry here, and it's a horrible area for Wi-Fi. I don't know why it's not down so much here. They talking about bringing broadband abroad. They need to bring it right over here because there's no LTE infrastructure here. It's dead here. Dead. And anything that can be knocking the signals down, they need to get it down. We need Wi-Fi in this area. And LTE capabilities. You get nothing when you're here. And now it's 1-to-1 right now because the power is out in this area. And it's crazy how this stoplight is out, but the stoplight behind me wasn't out. And then the stoplight behind there was out. So yeah, there's a question that I do believe that needs to be answered. And it needs to be answered by the mamas for the most part because they traditionally are the custodial parent to the child. Now, if it's on the flip side and the father was the custodial parent to the child, then you would have to have the father answer the question of the child. Together, why they don't get along, why they don't see eye to eye. I think every child needs to know that once they're of age so they can understand what happened between you and my daddy. And if the father is the custodial parent, what happened between you and my mama? I think every child deserves to know that. Clear pick now. Okay, does it sound clear? Every child deserves to know that. Every child deserves to know not only where they came from, who they came from, why it didn't work out. And y'all don't need to be going with that. It's complicated shit. Fuck all that. It was complicated getting y'all together. Now it's more complicated, the fact that y'all don't speak on it. So no, it's not complicated. And if it is complicated, simplify it. Okay? Simplify it. Break it on down for the baby. That child or those children need to know why y'all didn't work out. Because y'all are supposed to still be on the same moral code raising the child. But sometimes they don't even go that far. Sometimes y'all can't even raise the child on the same moral ground. So now you got to explain that. Why do you act like this? And why does mama act like this? Or why do you act like that? And why does mama act, or why does daddy act like that? Y'all got to understand that these kids need the balance. And that balance starts at the beginning. They need to know why shit didn't work out. A lot of kids go through life thinking that they're the reason their parents broke up. Parents couldn't get along with the kid, couldn't do this, do that. So in the back of their mind, they think that they're the reason that their parents didn't work out. You got to ease a child of all that right there. Right from the get, it had nothing to do with you. If we could have did it with you, we would have did it. But you did not break us up. That's a horrible turn by that semi. That's a horrible turn. He gonna take out something. That was a good makeup. All right, I think he's good. I'm giving play-by-play of truckers trying to turn in constructions. Yeah, get off the curb now, bro. Good job. He straightened it up. Oh my God, that's a girl. That's a lady driving that truck. I gotta give her props because she didn't look like she was gonna make it at all. I'm gonna give her props on that one. Because she looked like she was gonna have problems. There was 2 people in that truck. I wonder if she's training. He might have took her here just as a training tactic to see if she could cut it. Well, if she's in training, she just got the job. See, that's tough to deal with right there. That's tough to deal with. And the fact that your mom's not here to defend herself, that's really not the best way to go about that. Now, you grown now, so you can make your own assessment. But when somebody blames someone else and that person is not here to defend themselves, that makes things difficult. Did he ever blame your mom when she was living, or did your mom ever blame your dad? I'm getting in your business now. Did your mom blame your dad when she was living? And did he blame her when she was living? Okay, well, there's a scenario there, and there's a lot of depth there. Now, her drug usage, and this is what you would have to answer for me. Did it make her a bad mother? Now, I know drugs can make you a person that you can be good for a lot of things, but did it make her a bad mother, or did it make her a bad wife? Did it make her a bad mate? Like, what did it, because I know a lot of people who use drugs and it didn't mess with their solidity as a person. It just messed with their capabilities to be able to do things properly and efficiently. So did using drugs make her a bad mother or a bad mate? Or did it just lessen her capabilities to do so and she really had a heart for it? Okay, okay. Was he not around? I mean, to not find out to your preteen or teenage years, was he not in the area? Had you walked by this man for many years? Sorry, this conversation kind of turned into you and I because I'm driving. I would go to somebody else in the chat if there's anybody else in there, but I got caught. Oh my God, Wendy's is off the chain. They got double line on Wendy's. People need to go back to work. I mean, you get 2 fast food joints, they blocking up Washington. Look at Taco Bell, off the chain. Tell you, that Coney Island this morning was pitiful. 2 servers, 1 busser, and a host. They was getting killed. He said he knew all along, but felt it wasn't his place. Of course it was his place. As the daddy, if he knew he was your daddy, see, now we turn in the corner. Now we turn in the corner. If he knew all along that he was your daddy, and hell, and if that time, if your mother was on narcotics, it was doubly his job to step in. It was doubly his job to step in. I ain't even read the whole thing, but of course, let me say, He used to see me all the time and hand me money, and I didn't even know who he was. I called him the man with the money. He was absolutely the man with the money. He was the man with your money. And you should have known that was your money. That wasn't gifts, that was support payments. That wasn't gifts, that was support. He gonna run that light right there with MC Cops right there, and the MC Cop did not pull out. The MC Cop did not pull out. A motherfucker just ran the light, and the MC Cop is right in front of me, and the motherfucker did not pull out. I'm telling you, police ain't shit right now. I could have ran the light. I saw the cop. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna run that motherfucker. And he let that motherfucker run that light, didn't say shit. Tell you, I gotta give me one of them white masks. He claims he was upset my mom used to lie to him and get money and say it was for me, but did other things with the money. That's still not your responsibility. That's still not your responsibility. Instead, if he knew your mom was getting other things with the money, he should have said, what does she need? And he should have went and got the shit his goddamn self. But if he knew you was his daughter, that was his job to sit down with you and your mama and say, look, I know things didn't work out with us, but this is my baby. I'm going to take care of my baby. She obviously didn't put no case on him. If she didn't put no case on him and he was coming by giving them tools and fuse up and then giving that money to your mama up, he should have been going to get the shit. See, there's a lot of fault here, but it's not all on your mama. It's not all on your mama. God rest her soul. Rest in peace. We're going to bless the dead. We always going to bless the dead. Unless they did something wrong to us. Then we say, fuck them. But see, that's some bullshit right there. He knew he was your daddy, but because he had a beef with your mama, that held him up from being a daddy. He just was the man with the money. And that ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right no way, no how. He can't just be the man with the money. He can't just be the man with the money. You got to be more than the man with the money. You got to be more than the man with the money. The man with the money don't mean shit at the end of the day. The man with the money got to come with some substance. Period. He really wanted to. Wow. Okay, so he knows he's your daddy. He been giving you money, been giving your mama money for you, and then one day he requests a blood test. See, that's that simp shit that I can't deal with. That's that simp shit. She was scared because she had a warrant for arrest. Would they arrest her? Would she come do a DNA test? They shouldn't arrest her if she coming to do a DNA test. I don't even know where you do those. Do you do them at the jail? Where do you do that shit at? It's at a doctor's office, right? How would they know to come arrest her? I don't know. I mean, your mom had an illness. Drug addiction is an illness. He knew she had this illness, and he still kept funneling her money, and that wasn't the right thing to do right there. That was money that was meant for you. He should have went and did the things that you needed. And if he giving you money, you just buying candy and doing whatever you doing with it. And that's good for you, but it would have been even better if you knew you were getting that money from your daddy. Wow. I didn't know you pee in a cup at the courthouse for DNA and shit. But he know he your daddy. He know he your daddy. And now he requested a blood test. That you know, and like, what's going to happen at that point? It wasn't like they was retroactively going to put no case on him. How they got here. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even know that. I thought you went to your doctor and shit and, you know, did your thing there. Somebody else, they sent it off to the lab. It was right at the courthouse. God damn. Thursday. I like that. I like Rocky's posting there. I hope when all this is over, sometime in the judge's chambers, what? But see, that matters a damn. That matters a damn. You got here. You got here. See, we can't. See, I understand exactly what you're saying. But he took some of the responsibility, but didn't want all the responsibility. Well, if you don't want all the responsibility, then you shouldn't take no responsibility. Because you're really standing in the way for somebody else who does want to do for this child. And understanding that your mother had compromising situations, because y'all had a solid family structure. I know your peoples. And there's look, you grew up in a village. So it wasn't like you lacked men in the community. But knowing that you actually knew your father, but he didn't assume the title, he was just kind of an uncle, a daddy-like figure, the money man. And that happened a lot in our community. That happened a lot. That happens a lot all over the country. There's a lot of money men around that are the daddies of these kids, and they don't never say nothing. So whether your mama needed that $40 back in the day, and that's how you got here, matters a damn. Matters a damn. God don't allow the conception. He don't allow the conception. That's why he's really fucked up on people who do shit with their relatives. That's why you see you can't have no blood baby and not have it have some type of defect. That's God doing that. He's telling you, you do not procreate with your kinfolk. And when you procreate with your kinfolk, go ahead and do it. One leg shorter than the other, one arm shorter than the other, motherfucker got 3 eyes, all kind of shit. You don't procreate with your kinfolk. You don't mix them bloods. Them fluids ain't supposed to mix. God don't allow you to conceive. My ex-wife can't have kids. God, won't he do it? Won't he do it? He won't allow that polluted womb to have a child lay in it for 7, 8, 9 months. No, whatever hits her womb dies. That's right. Them incestual babies, they don't live. They don't live. If they live, they got a hard life. Brain deprivation, all kinds of shit. God don't like ugly. You do not be no kissing cousins up in here and have your mama and your daddy be brother and sister. Now y'all ain't the no, man. No. Yeah, God won't let nothing come through that polluted womb. That's a beautiful thing. Because she don't deserve kids, because she don't like kids. She don't like kids, she don't love kids. So God said, I'm not going to let you produce. And every child she's been around, she's negatively affected them. Every single child. There's never been a child that she's been around that she did not negatively affect their life. That's why God wouldn't let her have none. Won't he do it? So yeah, I'm sorry, man. But your pops, he on some bullshit with that. And go around now blaming a person who's not here to defend themselves, that's some simp shit. Should have got all that done before she took her last breath. Don't go around blaming her now. She can't breathe nothing in her defense. And as you got older and he didn't become more fruitful in your life, hey, you know what? Let it go. Oh boy. Hey. We already know this the deuce is small leagues. Small leagues. So yeah, man. Yeah, you don't need to feel bad in any of that situation. That man was right there. He was right there. And he could be fruitful in your life, but that denial is whew, that's something else. I'm gonna give me some spray. I don't like these motherfucking wasps and hornets and shit. I'm like none of that shit around me. Has he ever met Joe? He needs to meet your husband. So that means he ain't met his great grandbabies then. Has he ever seen his great grandbabies then? Oh, he has met Joe. Okay, good. So he met the man who protects you now. He met the first man to protect you. He was supposed to be the first man, but he didn't do his job. So here's the first man to protect you. He gave you his name. He had an opportunity to give you his name. He gives you his name, he gives you that protection. Another thing, I don't understand how you give somebody a name. You have a motherfucker out here named Junior, and you don't be in his life. Y'all some raggedy motherfuckers. How you have somebody with the same exact name as you, and you don't take care of them? You raggedy motherfucker. You give somebody your name and you don't take care of them. You's a raggedy motherfucker. Take it from me, bitch asses. Or take it from somebody else. I really don't give a fuck. You still raggedy as fuck. If you got somebody out here with your motherfucking name on their nameplate and you not taking care of them, you's a bitch. You's a bitch. Oh yeah, you's a bitch. Hey, was that clear free in that Coney Island today? I ain't listened to the playback. I ain't had no time. I've been moving and shit. So I don't know if that playback was clear. Or was it pixelated? People was walking around me because I looked like I was sitting there talking to myself, and then they'd see the camera and they were like trying to stay out of the way. I don't know if anybody got in the shot while I was there. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't even looking into the thing most of the time. Taking in some sights, sitting at the Coney Island, waiting to get the oil change. Oil change place was a couple buildings over. So I thought I'd just go on over there and chill. And that's what I did. Sad sight. Two waitresses, a server, and a busser. That's all they had. Trying to run that whole Coney Island. It was horrible. The service was good. They was nice. They was doing everything they could, but it was just fucked up because they didn't have enough people. You need more staff to run that joint.